here's something that I've just bought. It's a little tiny OEX Heiro stove from a brand called OEX. And it looks very much like, if you're used to seeing stoves like this, you'll think it looks like a JetBoil. And it's very similar to those famous JetBoil stoves. Now, JetBoil came to market with these sort of stoves a long time ago, and a lot of other people now make similar sort of things. And I think JetBoil's got a few little fancy features and burn rates and stuff like that. But basically, from what I read, this is going to be perfectly good enough. And compared to the price of JetBoil, this was a steal. Now, OEX might be a brand you've come across before. They're often in places like Go Outdoors. But since Go Outdoors and Blacks and Millets, and I think it's All Outdoors, they're all part of the same chain now. I actually got this at Blacks, and I got it in an end-of-season discount sale. Bought it online, and I got it for an absolute steal. It was actually cheaper getting it on Blacks than it was at Go Outdoors with a members discount. So just always shop around. You can get some of the same stuff at some sister shops, slightly different prices sometimes, depending on what stock they're shifting and what offers they got on. So anyway, enough of me waffling. Let's get a look at this. I've not unboxed it properly yet. I had a sneak peek. Always excited to see new gear. So I've got this. I also got the little stand legs, technically not necessarily needed depending where you're putting it. If you're on the shelf, put my teeth in, depending on where you're placing it on the ground. And I also bought this with it, again all in the discount at Black. So yeah, that saved me a lot of money. So let's get it out and have a bit of a look. Right, hopefully you can see nice and clearly there at that angle. Go away, wasps. It's September and the wasps are going a bit crazy in the sunshine. Okay, so inside here comes a nice little black bag with a little red core, very reminiscent of Ravens. So we'll get it out, and there you go. So it's like one big insulated mug with, you see, heat shield and wind diffuser at the bottom there, sort of to maximise the burn of your gas. And it's got a little lid on the top here. And inside here is the stove. Oh, look at that, all nice and shiny and new. Pull that out here. So it's got a nice little ignition on. It's always good when they include that. Saves a lot of hassle and trouble with forgetting matches and lighters when it works. So this just screws on top of a gas cylinder like this. That's nice and simple. And then this, I think, just sits on top of this. There's a little locking mechanism. There we go. So that's the basic stove setup. As simple as that. Now I did get these little leg things, not necessarily strictly necessary. It's always good to test your gear before you take it. So at the moment, we're at a campsite with the car. And I just bought this here to test because I will be going on some other expeditions and sort of trips that I plan to do this autumn. So I want to test this first. And this simply, it's got a few different slot sizes for different sized canisters. I think it just slots on there. If I can make it fit. Everyone seems to fit in place except the last one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just need to put it in place. Plastics feels pretty cheap, actually. It doesn't feel quite like quality as something like a Rovens, but it, you know, feels like it'll do the job. It's very lightweight. Again, I'll put some specs on the screen and details. Some details on the box. So that's all set up and ready and boil some water. Now this other thing is something that I've got a few little pots and pan sets like this, but if you've seen one of my recent bikepacking one, I took a really nice lightweight one from Robens, but it was a bit large really. It was more for when I go away with my lad, not if I'm on my own. So this set here is just another little cooking set to go on top of stoves. I can use it with a number of different stoves, I think, in this one. So, when's getting up, put the rubbish away. Okay, hopefully you can still see. Right, yeah, so the Robens one I've got is for larger when I'm away with my lad or Shell. This one's more of an individual, though it could do two. It's a larger pot if you're going to cook in. I'll make some soup, something like that. It also comes with the little built-in windshield, so you can pop this over most stoves. It'll fit over the top of that, and then you've got another little bowl on top, which you can either use as a lid or as another little thing. So if I'm going away and doing some cooking, I sort another little collection to my camping gear. Right, let's see what this stove is like and how long it takes to boil, I should say. Right, if you can see inside there, I've just got under 0.4 of a litre, so it's not all the way full, but nice little notches on the side. If you're going to cook something and add a certain amount of water, that's going to be quite handy. Right, this is the big set on top. So this big cook set here, this doesn't actually clip on to this stove. It will sit and rest on there. It doesn't clip on, so that's something just to bear in mind. Although it feels fairly stable. But what we're going to do is test this. So now that's all filled up with water. Put the lid on. Okay. Let's turn the gas handle. I don't know whether you can hear that. That's roaring away. So I think on some of the JetBoil things, you have a little heat indicator. It changes colour when it's boiled. I don't think this one does that. Well, that's literally just gone on. Literally, it's been a few seconds. Hasn't been that long, and there's already steam coming out the top of this. It's boiled or not? No, it just looks like it's simmering at the moment. But you can see, if you can see there, quite a bit of, oh, that's definitely a boil in there. I don't know if you can see that. That has boiled pretty quickly. So if you're really desperate, for a drink and you need something done really boil really quickly, that certainly does work. First test of the OEX Heiro stove, and yeah, it does exactly what it says. It's gone together fairly easy. It's got hot really quickly. Oh yeah, it has got hot really quickly. Should have pulled those handles out. Yeah, that is hot. So this is interesting. Now it's hot. It's actually quite difficult to get off the mechanism here. Ow. Yeah, okay, twist it. Well, okay. Try and make sure you you use the rubber insulation sleeve. But that is a pot of hot water. You could make a drink directly in this. I recommend that you have a separate cup and do that. It's got a little spout here, so you can pour it out without having to take the lid off. So you can use it as like a little kettle, really. Although it is an insulated mug, I probably easier to keep it clean. Just boil the water in that, and then pour it into a mug for drinks. But yeah, So far, that gets a thumbs up. I'm really looking forward to taking this out on some camping trips as the weather gets colder.